Hey guys, what's up? I am dealing with an issue, I guess, on StreamYard that is not letting me use my mic today. I guess on iPhones and iPads, since I stream from my iPhone, StreamYard is having connection issues with external mics. So I hope this doesn't sound too bad. Um, it really kind of is what it is for today. Uh, I wonder if the fan's causing any noise here. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with today. So I don't have the fun mic to talk into. Uh, but yeah, so just gonna be doing this straight off the iPhone. So I started early. I changed the schedule to 10:55, so it pushed out the notifications. So we'll give it some time to start rolling out here. Coffee. Slight crackle. I wonder if it's actually the air for my pond right here. Let me shut that off. Let me know if that improved at all. Cause I just just set up my plant grow out this morning. I actually like filled it with water, and I got all of my supplies to start doing my plant plugs, and I made a few of the like the potted plant bundles this morning. So I kind of have like an air system to set up to circulate the water. I just used like PVC and then a 90, and I ran an air tube into it. It's when you're talking, it's very minor. Huh. I bet it's because it's dirty. All right, I'm gonna do this real quick. Let's see. That's oh, almost lost you guys. But well, we'll see how that if that did anything. I don't know. The receiver, the mic could have been a little bit dirty. I always have a whatchamacallit, OtterBox case on my phone, and it like just harbors dust. Sweet, sweet. But okay, sweet, sweet. But yeah, so today I have a warm up conversation plan for us. Just like the beginning thought, and it was kind of inspired by this dude that I was I'm on this group. Oh, sorry guys, I'm gonna get my laptop here so I can see the comments a little better because my blind butt will not be able to read anything on this little phone here. So I'm gonna get this pulled up here. What's up? Oh, brightness. Thank you. Thank you, baby. I love you. Uh, all right. So I'm on this Facebook group. Hey, bud, get out of here. Go. You don't want none of that. Get up. You're gonna eat dirt, dude. That's like dirt. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so I just don't want him eating the aqua soil because I just put a bunch of potted plants together, and I bet that's what he's going to be searching for. And that's nasty. I don't want him eating that. So, anyways, I'm on Facebook in this group called Dull Men's Club. And it's this group of just bunch of dudes that have like weird interests and weird stuff that they're into, like weird collections. Um, like super boring just kind of things like someone that collects bread tags, and I bet you guys didn't even know that that was a thing, people collecting bread tags, or people collecting the electric insulators for whatchamacallit, power lines. There's like a bunch of these people that just have these like weird kind of eclectic collections in this group.
And I had actually made a post about my fish room in there because I was like, oh, you know what? This is kind of a dull men's club. Like I literally spend my morning, or like a dull men's thing, I guess. Like I spend my morning like looking for fish eggs and messing with plants and stuff. So I had posted it, and actually the post had kind of blew up in the group a little bit. I got a bunch of subscribers from it. People love checking out my videos from it and everything. And I didn't even mean to do a YouTube plug. I just wanted to, like start a conversation about fish. And so I found out that there's a few people in that group that were about fish. So recently, this guy had made a post about his aquarium collection. I think he had like 10 tanks, and he was talking about how he was like, do Aquarius have a God complex? And I think that was an interesting question. Like, really, like, what drives you to set up an aquarium? Are you just trying to like control a fish? I think was his like kind of idea. Or like I think he was kind of almost confused about what drove him to do it maybe. And he was just like kind of like brainstorming with all of us. And so when he said that, I was like, I don't think it's a God complex. I noticed that a lot of people have a certain, I don't know, like a certain thing that's in common amongst all of us. And I'm curious if you guys think the same thing. But I'm gonna drag this out a little bit because I really want to get people in on this thought here. Because I don't think it's a God complex. But there is a certain group of people that might have that God complex, and that's there's like the two like opposing sides and ways of like looking at it. It's like some people want to, I don't know, create controls for things. They want to put limits and numbers to everything they're doing in it, right? And then there's people that want to just kind of set it up and experience it, right? I kind of fall somewhere in between there. Like I definitely want controls on some of my things. Like obviously, you have a control of light. You do all of that stuff. That's more of like a just kind of creating an ecosystem. But like I don't know. So the God complex thing. I don't think that Aquarius have that. I think Aquarius have for the most part, a caring, almost like a mothering aspect to their core mindset. I think want to most Aquarius want to like really nurture something and see it thrive. Like no planted tank person wants to set up a whole planted tank and watch it all just melt away. Or they don't want to just, now there some people want like the pristine planted tanks that are very controlled and clean and all of that. And there's definitely like a draw to that and a reason for wanting that. But what I think it's just more of like most Aquarius, especially like planted tank guys and like people that are into like, I don't know, I think it's more of smaller fish. You more of just want to set it up and experience it. Now, some of the bigger fish stuff is where I think it gets more of like almost like a God complexy thing. Like when you have these like gigantic fish that just shouldn't be in an aquarium and they're not living their best life. And like you see these like horrible, like that's where I think those are the people that have the God complex. I think that those are the people that like want the control aspect of it. I think that that's where it gets like weird for people. Um, and I just thought it was interesting that this guy had posted about that and thinking about that, and I was like, I just noticed that there's more people that have like gone through things in aquarium, like Aquarius groups and everything, and like I've noticed like amongst a lot of YouTubers, people that are like recovering from things like freaking trauma, addictions, like a bunch of different stuff. And I think that aquariums, when you build one from that mindset of nurturing, that it can teach you a lot about yourself, right? Like you can learn what you put into something is what you get out of it. So you put the healthiest fish food in, your fish are going to thank you for that. You have to put the work in to get the healthiest fish food. You know, maybe you have to culture live food, or you have to, maybe you're spending more of your hard-earned money to get those fish, that good, healthy food. That sacrifice of yourself to put into that teaches you something, you know? When I saw him talk about that God complex thing, I was like, that ain't it, man. It ain't it. I think that there's much more people that are, I don't know, I think like healing themselves. Yeah, Brandon, right? Yeah, I think that there's much more people that are out there. I don't know. I think healing themselves through aquariums, through just seeing what they can put into something, like seeing what they get out of it, and really, I don't know. It just, I don't think it's about control. There's definitely that subset of people where they're just, they want the control over every aspect. They see a rise in nitrates and they're like, I can't have any. It needs to be zero, or all of that, and then it's almost like comes from like a stress. Uh, I remember hearing this. If anyone out there is into Star Wars, I remember hearing this. It was a voice actor, and he was talking about thinking about the Jedi. I can't remember what the exact Jedi was, but he was trying to meditate, and he's a guy that's on the dark side, but he was about to be on the dark side. So I think it's Anakin. I think it's Anakin Skywalker. I'm pretty sure. But it's in the cartoon version, so I don't know the cartoon version very well. But he's sitting there meditating, and the voice actor said that when he was thinking about how a guy from the dark side of the force would meditate, he would try to force it, and he was like saying how he was trying to put out the energy of like forcing meditation, like forcing it, like really, and that was the energy he was trying to bring through his voice acting, and I think that it was interesting because the director for the movie didn't like his take on that. Like, didn't like he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, he's from the dark side. He doesn't understand how to let things be, how to present peace and all of that stuff. He's forcing it. And the writers, they all loved that, but the director didn't understand where that was coming from. And I think that that's kind of like the idea of like a God complex versus someone who's like nurturing, caring. I'm not saying God complex is inherently the dark side, but it's just the idea of like, instead of forcing something, you are you're letting it be. You're letting it grow naturally. You're letting it become what it's supposed to be. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the God complex out there in Aquarius? I don't think that that's it. I think that it's really it comes from a place of positivity, a place of caring, and I think a lot of people are healing themselves through aquariums. I think that side of it is very underrated. Yeah, see that's definitely true. That is definitely true. Oh man. So I'm trying to hold off as long as possible because I got a fun a fishy news thing for you guys today. The It's actually along the lines of the God complex thing. It's pretty hilarious. I did a lot of creative writing for it. I'm definitely going like a satirical news episode this time, so it'll be fun. I didn't get any local news, so I don't have any updates for local people in the area, or our like specific fish community. I did see Jeff Kane made a post about dropping a Discord or starting a Discord or whatever for groups of fish. So if you guys haven't seen that, definitely go over to his page and check out his community tab and do the Discord thing. I have not done Discord, so I don't know. I don't know anything about that, so I wouldn't know how to advise you more than that. But yeah, I have heard that. Oh man. And then today's overall chat, sorry guys, is about the summer slowdown. So I have actually experienced quite a slowdown in just like plant inquiries and fish inquiries. The only sales that I've made recently are at swaps. I had set up a sale for over the weekend, and I think dude got busy or whatever, didn't follow through with it. But so I'm like originally, it can kind of be like upsetting, you're like getting into a slump of sales, and I'm used to like a certain amount per week, and I have goals for the year that I want to hit and everything. But the summer slump is not necessarily negative. If you're one of these side hustler plant people or shrimp people, fish people. So what I'm doing is I mentioned this in the last live, is I've been building out a plant grow out. So I have this black tub next to me. I started putting together my first plant plugs. So check this out. I'm not gonna bust out the rock wool because if you guys ever if you ever messed with dry rock wool, not fun, not fun. I used to do like home renovations, and rock wool is just an insulation, so it's like basically got fiberglass in it, and it's not fun to handle. But so what I've been doing is I got these pots here. All right, pretty small, cute little pots. All right, and then I've been filling the bottom, covering the holes with the rock wool. And then I take some aqua soil and I fill it with aqua soil. And so I basically break the little cubes of rock wool into three sections. So I take off the bottom, and then at top I break into half. Hey Dixon, what's up? Or Juanita, what's up? So I was just talking about building out my plant grow out here. So I'm doing potted plants here, and basically I've been setting these things up, filling the bottom with the rock wool, putting some aqua soil in there, and then the top section I break in half, and then grab some stems. I've been starting with like some already rooted sections because I want to give them the best chance of growing, and then some of them I put in there without roots because these are not like, I'm not planning on, well, I'll sell them if they do well, but I don't know how this is going to go yet. So I'm not going to pot these, plant them, and then set them up for sale. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pot them and let them grow for a while. So I think I'm going to, if this goes really well, I'll probably end up doing two tubs of them. And I'll have one tub set up for like the next month's swap, and then one tub that I'll build that month. And so when I sell that first tub, that second tub will be the one that I will be selling the next month. And I'll just kind of have like a month ahead full tub of worth of sales. And that's going to be a way of me like building my plant masses way larger, assuming all of this goes the way I think it's going to. So I'm really hoping that that goes as planned. And the one thing I got to look into, and I want to be able to advise people on this if I can, is I want to know if they can just put the rock wool plant pot into their tank if they wanted to. Now I think I've heard Corey talk about. Just burying the pot plants that they have, but they have the ones that are fully meshed or whatever. You know what I mean? How long does it take for these plants to grow? Do you sell them when they're fully mature? Fluffy. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be potting a bunch of plants in one tank. I'll give them time to acclimate. So basically what I'm going to do is I won't be selling any of the potted plants until I see positive growth. At that point, then I can pretty much guarantee that they're healthy. As far as like in the potted section that I've put together, and then I would be comfortable selling them. But I don't want to sell unhealthy plants. Um, so yeah, this is experimental phase right now. I would not like if someone asked me to buy one of the potted plants that I just set up this morning, I would say no. Have to hit the replay this week. Work is crazy. Hey Jeff, I totally get it, man. Totally get it. Catch you later, man. Stay safe out there. I bet work is crazy. It's being seeing as how I think you're HVAC and temperatures have been wild lately. So man, good luck. Just keep cool. Make sure you're drinking water out there. Take care of yourself, man. Seriously. But so anyways, the yeah, so I wouldn't sell any of these yet because it's still experimental. But from what I've seen, other plant companies do this. Like all the biggest plant companies sell plants in pots, and just looking at them, like I'll pull one out for you guys. You won't be able to see it underwater, but it's just like it's just so cool. Like it's just I made this potted little plant. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus, got some coughing going on here. But I made this like potted little plant, and it just looks so much better than just like the stem cuttings up until this point. You know, if you go to local swaps, for the most part, you're getting like, hey, what's up, Red Laser? If you go to the local swaps, for the most part, you're getting just stem cuttings. You know, you're just getting like basically no roots, just the whatever growth off the top that they cut off. Not always the case. Sometimes you get like rooted sections. Yeah, sometimes you get like rooted sections, and then you're much better off. And so the way I'm trying to do it is I want to sell something that is like rooted to the aqua soil, so when they drop it in, it's got its own reserve of nutrients. So no matter what kind of tank they have, it's set up for a while. And then it can kind of work out from there what it can do with what's in the tank. And I feel like it's going to help acclimation for people, uh, and also add, you know, like a little bit of value. It's just going to look better when I'm selling it. Also, I think from what I was doing when I filled it up, I was kind of testing the weight on it and seeing how much it was going to flex. And it looks like I'll be able to fill it like a third. Yeah, like a third, lower like two thirds, and be able to just carry it to the swap, which would be fantastic. That's not something I thought or guaranteed to be able to do. Now I think I'm definitely gonna be able to do it. Little like I'm looking at it, it's kind of bowing out a little bit. But I've seen other people do this, so maybe I'll just put like a center support that kind of squeezes the center a little bit, because it kind of bothers me, but I don't think it'll really be an issue long term. So let's see. I always root my stems before selling. Works out better for the customer in the long run. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely does. When I give options, so like I'll ask them like, hey, if you want, you know, just stem cuttings, I'll do it for a lot cheaper, and then try to put a lot more into it. If they're getting like a full rooted bunch that's like, you know, real good, that's going to be a little bit more expensive. But the love the idea. Seems like a really good way to propagate plants faster. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That is definitely what I'm hoping. I also have a new light coming in, so I have a 20 long over here that's filled with a bunch of crypts. It's got like crypt becketi, spiralis, lucens, nuri, parva, um, Wendeti, Pontederifolia, like a bunch of them all in 120 long over there. Problem is I think it's running out of nutrients because I did not dirt that tank. I just ran a sand substrate and just never gravel vac, so it just kind of gets the nutrients worked in there. And then at one point I added some aqua soil, kind of shoved it in there, but yeah. So it looks like some of that stuff is kind of slowing down in growth and everything, and not getting the healthiest growth. So like I said, I have a new light coming for it. It's one of those Ciora lights. Have them running on a few of my tanks. They're pretty decent. Patty's Aquatic actually just made a video on it. So if you're looking, not the exact one I'm getting, but if you're looking for a good description of the Seora Planet Tank Light, check out Patty's Aquatics. He did a video that was pretty decent about it. Very cool. So basically, I'm going to take the light that's on there because it's like an 18-inch light and it's not really getting the full span of the tank. I'm going to put that 18-inch light on this planet, or my plant grow out over here, which is going to get those popping because it's a good higher full spectrum 18-inch. It's like one of my favorite lights that I have, and it was the only light that ever grew Ludwigia broadleaf for me up until I started running full spectrums on everything, and then all fall spectrums will really grow Ludwigia broadleaf as long as you have good nutrients in the ground there. But yeah, so stuff I'm really excited about. That's one of them. The plant grow out project is awesome. I'm actually going to turn my air system on because I don't think you guys were hearing that. But basically, how I might run a power head in it eventually. But what I'm doing right now is I just have a PVC to a 90, and it's just shooting air and then rotating the water around so it keeps good flow going. Because I don't want anything getting nasty in there, and I don't think I'll ever put fish in the grow out. I think it's just gonna be plants. I don't know, but oh god. All right, guys, we are like 26 minutes in, and you know what that means? It's time for the news. I'm gonna get better at this, guys. I swear, I'm gonna do it so fast. You guys are gonna be like, "What the heck? How did you do that?" Ah. One of these days. Yeah. This fishy news doesn't have its stuff together. Doesn't have its stuff together. It's time for the fishy news, guys. All right. I wonder if I could put music on for it. I wanted to try this. Let's see. What would be a good one? What sounds intro into space? Let's see. Oh, let's turn the volume down for it. Oh, come on. Hey. Let's see. Into space. Can you guys hear it? Does that sound newsy? No. Let's get better news. Close enough. All right, so this we'll get. I wanted to figure out this kind of stuff, like we'll work out the kinks episode by episode, and eventually this is going to be a polished, smooth episode or part of the stream here. So I'm going to back up a little bit so my big old head doesn't block the fishy news sign. All right, it's time for the fishy news, guys. In the news today, something smells fishy, and I'm here to talk about it. YouTube has a history of pushing creators of all types to the limits of their capabilities. In search of more views, subscribers, and internet fame, they sometimes even put themselves into dangerous physical predicaments. Whether it be monetarily or actual physical peril, they trade their financial and physical well-being to buy a ticket to what is perceived as a paradise filled with money and recognition. An economy, if you ask me, that is primarily filled with ego and misguided attempts at one-uppery. Aquarium YouTubers, aka fish tubers, are no different. Stuck in our own rat race, or rather an upstream battle, we are constantly searching for the next thing to draw eyes to our channels. Whether it be the newest trend for fish, or the opposite. Maybe it's a never before seen species, or one that is rarely seen. Some even break the mold of what it means to keep aquariums. Here I think we arrive at a problem. The problem being size. Oh, Jesus Christ, I was going so good. A trend among big YouTube channels is huge tanks, which sometimes come with even bigger egos. An ego that has a need. But a need for what exactly? Referencing what I said earlier about YouTubers, we can infer that the ego is what drives the need for subscribers and ultimately influence. If we group together ego, influence, size, we can make some logical and interesting conclusions. If we assume that ego has no limit for need of attention, and influence for YouTubers has no limit but what they are willing to work for when logically, oh my God, I messed up, man. Influence for YouTubers has no limit, but what they're willing to work for. So the sky's the limit for a YouTuber. You could put in as much effort and you get out what you put in. So logically speaking, I think the first world dictator is going to be an aquarium YouTuber. And let me explain. Mr. Beast has actually bought and given away an island in one of his videos. So that's an example of the power of YouTuber influence on the very top end. All right. But Mr. Beast's perceived benevolence might be the only thing stopping him from becoming a dictator. What if one of the aquarists with what we call a God complex, which if you need to wonder about what a God complex is, we talked about this earlier in the episode in the very beginning as our beginning conversation here. A God complex was to get an unquenchable thirst for more, all right? A God complex, you just need to have control. You're always hungry for more control, more power, more views. With their inherent need to create thriving ecosystems, this might eventually lead them to the conclusion that in order to go bigger, they need more land. There are already fish tubers gaining more and more land to build bigger and bigger ponds. So where does this trend end exactly? Oceans? Inland seas? I say, logically speaking, islands. With the eventual goal of making Australia the capital of the world. All right, and I have real military experience on this. I'll tell you guys in a second. Wink, wink. I'm not a military guy. Not a military guy. Not a military guy. Wink, wink. I am not a military guy, but I have military experience. Just wait. All right. I say Australia because it is the smallest continent in the world, thus being easier to govern. Once the dictator establishes himself there, he will control an army of fish tubers, all drawn by the slogan, more land, more views, until eventually the only clothes sold are merch from Teespring, and we are buying Fluval branded milk. So the decision is up to us, and you decide with your views who becomes the next world dictator. So that was it, guys. I think Australia would be the place that they would go, because if you play Risk and you take Australia, this is the real game, man. If you play Risk and you take Australia, you will win almost every time. Start in Australia. That's where you get your first group of extra soldiers. Yeah, Craig. Red, you get it. Craig. They got Keeping Fish Simple out there. They got oh my God, what's his name? The blonde guy. He's a bigger dude, but I love his videos. Oh my God, I'm like spacing on his name. They got a bunch of Australia, and Australia's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful, and it's got natural defenses. Everything out there is gonna kill you. All right, so like you get there, all right, and then you train the local fish, all right, you know, the in the surrounding ocean, all right, you just train them with food, you know, you become their friend. and then you just like mount lasers to their head, like Dr. Evil said. All right, and then you got a Navy, just instantly, boom, done. I'm telling you guys. Oh, Blake, exactly, Red. It's Blake. Blake is he's awesome. I love his videos. But yeah, so what do you guys think? I think the next aquarium YouTuber, or the first world dictator, will be an aquarium YouTuber. You heard it here first. This is the fishy news, breaking news. It's what we do. Yeah, that's it. So that's the end of the fishy news. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna get smoother with it. These it's actually really fun. It's like a creative writing exercise that I never thought I would have to do. It's not something that I'm like used to by any means. But it's fun. It's fun. Red laser that but that's the point, is you don't have to it's only naval connections. So it's just like, I think there's only one point of attack on the risk board, and it's the north west corner of Australia. I think is the only point of attack. So then you're like really good. Dixon knows it. Aquarium God Complex, right? I didn't say that, but yeah, exactly. Um, oh man, it's hot. Sorry guys, I gotta get this. I gotta get this off. I know it looks awesome on camera, but hey, my fish tanks aquatics. You should. Oh yeah, let me turn off this music. You should go back a little bit and check out the fishy news. It was a fun little episode there. So yeah, oh man, this feels so much better now. All right. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, all right. Well, so I'm still putting together a video of the underwater streams and lakes in my area, and basically it's fun. I also figured out a problem that I've been having with my YouTube videos, that this may help other people. I'm not sure if everyone knew this. So I've been shooting in 4K because I shoot a lot of my stuff on my iPhone, and it's like, why not? All right. Well, when you upload, I've been doing this for over a year now and haven't realized that there's an option for this. You go into your uploads settings, and then you can change to max quality instead of just 1080p. And I had been shooting underwater, and like underwater, I had to have more, whatever that is, definition. And so I finally can upload in my 4K, like full amount. And I had been shooting all these videos, and on my phone it was like crystal clear, like amazing footage. And then I'd upload it and it just never looked the same. And I was like, what is going on? Finally figured it out. I don't know why it took me so long, but I got it done. Yeah, I will definitely edit that, no shirt. Yeah, the bloopers were fantastic this time. I think I think it works, right? Like it's like quirky. It's definitely supposed to be quirky. The stories are supposed to be goofy. I really should have had better local news this time. I put a lot of thought, and I was nervous about the drop this time and the actual story. I should have practiced it a little bit more. I was so close. I was so close. I did a read through right before I came on camera too. But that's is what it is. I gotta grab a water, guys. Well, 1 second. That's the one thing that's nice about having your fish room in your kitchen. Mm. All right. So, also along the lines of like the summer slowdown, is I'm working on building up like shrimp numbers. So I don't know if anybody has the snowball. I don't know if anyone has the snowball shrimp. But I think I got some like accidentally. I have these like clear shrimp. They're like not it's not like a wild type from what I know. Like I maybe I mean I've had the wild types where they have like the stripes and everything, and they're more brown or whatever. But these are they're like straight up just clear neocaridina shrimp. And so I think I got a hold of yeah, Branton, exactly, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Like I'm not even upset that I'm not selling anything right now because it's like I just want all of my numbers to just bolster. I want to just have shrimp everywhere again. There was a time when all of my tanks were just like overrun with shrimp, and I would sell like natural shrimp for like 50 cents a piece because I had a pond filled with them, and people would take those. I'm sure they were probably feeders or they just wanted a cheap shrimp to just start a tank with or whatever. Um, I would have like a bunch of different colors. My best selling shrimp are my green neos, and don't have that colony anymore, which that kind of kills me. So I might try to get a hold of like a real solid green neo colony again, but I want to just build up my numbers. My Cardinal Sulawesi's surprised me this morning. I have a couple real small babies again, so I'm up to probably almost 10 now. And I started at 4, lost 1, and now I'm at 10. So I think the colony's building. I haven't fed them anything but I squirt brine shrimp with whatchamacallit, Instant Ocean in there, which has got a bunch of minerals, and I think that they've been feeding off of like the minerals in the Instant Ocean, probably some of the brine shrimp too, and a lot of the algae that builds up in there. But there is more of them now, and I don't see as much algae building up. So I gotta increase my light, I think, on it, or get like the light farther over in there, and then try to get some algae growing in there. I don't know, maybe put some from another tank in there. Maybe some hair algae. I don't know what to do. I got to figure out. Because I never had to really worry about feeding them that much. Now I'm like thinking about it, and that's also it could be an issue. You know, you stress yourself out, and everything's been going smooth. Yeah, well, I have catappa leaf. I just this morning that's exactly what I was thinking. So I have catappa leaf that had started to break down in one of my other tanks. I don't have anything in there now, so I took the catappa leaf out, broke off a piece, and I threw it in there. And so we'll see if that helps. Maybe just even the breaking down material will help feed algae in there rather than putting in like I was thinking about like maybe a little bit of fertilizer, but then it's like, all right, well, what if the shrimp don't like the fertilizer? And then I have like a big issue there. So I was like, I'm not doing that. I can get away with throwing a catop leaf in there. What's that going to do, you know? So I went that route. Um, it would be really cool. My eventual goal with those is to get enough to where I can start experimenting in cooler waters, but like very gradually. And maybe I can get them to a point where around here I could keep them in like a more normal tank and it would be balling, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's just if I can get a big enough colony going of them, that's my goal. And then I'd like to start being able to sell some out here because from what I know, I don't think there's anyone that really breeds them locally that has a bunch of Cardinal Sulawesi's for sale. Um, but that's not going to be for a long time because these guys I want like just a huge colony before I start touching any of them. I'm going to have over 100 of them before I start selling any because have a feeling that depending on price they'd probably go pretty fast because they're freaking cool. They're like raving all the time. You know, it's awesome. But then I'm also working on a red shrimp colony over here. I took everything else out of that besides for the snails. So it's just some ram's horn snails and my red shrimp. And I'm building up that colony and hopefully um, I'll probably have that once they get bigger, once that colony gets bigger, take a few out of there, dump them in another tank, build up another colony there. So this coming summer, I will have like um, a bunch of shrimp. You know what? it looked like I just spaced out there, but I just realized something. So Coro said he didn't get notifications, and I think I know why. What happened is last night I got the idea to change the start time to 10:55. Coro, yes, I could do a tour for sure. That would be a lovely way to end this. But I'll explain this real quick and then we'll start that tour. So last night I got the idea to change the start time to 10:55 instead of 11. And I was like, okay, I'll start at 10:55. I'll get I'll get the notifications out to everybody earlier, which was not a smart idea. It wasn't. I should have left it because if you had started notifications from that first one, I bet when I changed it, I probably got rid of the notifications for the next one, I would think. So I should have left that alone. But yeah. No, Coro, I should probably do that. I will I'll get on the Fish Fam tonight and schedule it on there as well because that would probably push it out to more people too. And I think a lot of Fish Fam are people like us that just like goofy stuff. So hopefully the fishing news like really hits with all the Fish Fam because I think that, man, gotta spice this stuff up. I just want more fun, you know? Like I'm a big fan of fun. I just like having fun. That's what life is about, man. Gotta have some fun. Gotta spend your time wisely and have some fun. Fun. I keep saying it, fun. But yeah. All right, so you guys want to do a fish tour? Oh, that's right. I also got to introduce you guys to my new betta fish. It's Musashi. So it's with Minamoto Musashi, who is the famous samurai swordsman that like never lost a battle. I think it was 62 duels that he had won. That's like the Okay, Coral, thank you for that. As always, I got to screenshot that so I remember because I have a horrible memory. But I'm going to, I will look into that. Sweet. Yeah, I'll get that scheduled. But yeah, so I'm gonna introduce you guys to my new samurai betta. I got him free from an awesome fish store in my area. It's J4 Flower Horns, J4 Aquatics. His original name was J4 Flower Horns. He has online sales too. So if you guys are looking for stuff, look up J4 Aquatics. And I will post a link in this video if I remember to his website. He did not like do the present for any reason other than he is just an amazing guy. I mean, he's just awesome dude. He sold me my first groups of fish or shrimp. I mean, my first groups of reds and maybe my blues too. I think so. He's got like some of the best quality shrimp, and I think he just breeds them at home in just like, gigantic tubs. Awesome dude too, family run business. But he does some big old fish too. So if you guys are into big old fish, he's got some big old fish. So check that stuff out because yeah. So let's get into this fish room tour. We'll walk around a little bit here. Okay. So can I flop the camera around? You guys know? I don't know if I can. I know I could turn the camera off. That's not what I want to do. Is what it is. Well, Musashi is technically his name, Musa, but Miyamoto, yeah, it's Miyamoto Musashi, right? Miyamoto. Might have said Minamoto. Miyamoto Musashi. Yes. Settings. Then you want to swap to back facing camera. Okay, so. Oh man. Settings, camera. Oh, all right, sweet. Oh my God! I'm hit myself in the head with my microphone here. Let's see. Back, triple back. Triple cam. Okay, so let's check this stuff out, guys. Ooh, my phone is hot. Okay, so might record this as a fish room tank tour too. I might as well just cut this out as its own separate video. So I'll try to get decent video so I can cut it out. But anyway, so this is my CPD grow out. Got some homebred CPDs in there. Uh, I rotate through on a breeding stock. I went through a little bit of a slump. Normally I have more of them. But yeah, so and then I got some Christmas moss growing in here. Awesome Christmas moss. I never could get moss to grow. And then I found this lady online who was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of moss. You guys want any? Come by and get it." So I went and got it. It's the only moss I've been able to get to grow consistently. It's not growing 100% in the awesome Christmas pattern, but you can see some of it looks like it's got like that kind of Christmas tree. Um, CP. What coral? um, But yeah, so then I got some Nubius in there, Pogoseven Slatus Octopus, some Lucens. There's a bunch of red shrimp in here. Oh no! And some pearlweed. Forgot to have my light on there. They are really light. Oh no, that is a planaria, I think. I gotta put my planaria trap in there. Man, I hate those things, dude. Alright, well, that's fun. So we got some kind of they look like low grade red shrimp, but they get a lot darker. No, 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 don't add. What the heck? Um, so then I got these guys right here. They're Norman's Lamp Achilles. I'm trying to sell this group of them. I got them on a trade for a tank, and they're cool, but they just don't really interest me anymore. I've had them for a while. Can you guys see them? Yeah. But yeah, so I got those guys. I got some Ludwig broadleaf in there. This is Rotala orange juice. Uh, it's going decent, but you need real high light. So the only tank that it actually stays, actually, I guess it's going. I think this is acclimation right here, and then it goes to red, new growth. So I think it just takes a while to turn red. So it's coming out green at the top, but I think it'll be red. Um, got some high grow blue. All right, then I got some blue metal lace guppies, which the males are finally coloring up. These guys took forever to get them to color up. But you can see the metal coloration in the middle of the body starting to come in on some of them. They got real dark blue heads. Fantastic. I'm really happy about that. Got some Bacopa in there, and then Rotala rotundifolia. This is Ponter darifolia, and then there's actually a little bit of, oh my God, Cardinalis lobal, cardinal plant, whatever. Um, Branton, yes, man. I need some spiky moss. That would be awesome, dude. I'll and if you see anything you want in trade, man, I'll hook you up, man. So let me know. But yeah, so then these guys are like a red dragon, I guess, or maybe a Dumbo mosaic. Um uh, but they're real pretty female heavy. So I'm gonna have to like I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something about that because there's like way, 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 way too many females in there. Like an insane amount of females. This is empty because this is a failure tank. I like don't even want to talk about it. I'm done with epistogrammas. Done with them for a while. I need to take a break from that. So this is just kind of a mess right now. Normally I have this up in here and I have my CPDs in there. I let them drop eggs and then I move them around. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm gonna figure out if I can get them to just drop eggs in here for a while and give them more area because I don't really like having them in just like a basket setup like this. All right. This is actually something different. I'll show you guys. But so these guys, I don't know. We're gonna see if that works. It's harder to see the eggs and everything though, so I think I'm gonna go for the fish easy method, which is get that black knitting mesh or whatever, and then just kind of cover the bottom of it and then let them go for a while. But they're also pretty young, so I don't think that they're going to be. Well, they might be throwing some eggs, but
they might not be. I don't know. This is something I got going on here. So I grow my Nubius up in here, and it's going through a little bit of acclimation. But basically, if you keep your Nubius up at the top, close to the surface, I feel like it gets a little bit more of that CO2 exchange. So I've noticed that these clumps grow faster than my other ones. So what I do is I have the basket just close to the surface of the water, and I don't want to grow it immersed because when you grow immersed, they just don't do well for people when you give it to them. Obviously, they melt back and whatever. So my stuff is ready to go and put into an aquarium, and that's just kind of like a little method I've developed for growing out my Anubias. Now let's go check out the Sulawesi's. Oh man, check these guys out. These are my pride and joys. Like I am absolutely in love with these guys. Goofy, raving little punks. That is a looks like a dead fish. It's not. Oh, I was trying to zoom in. That looks like a dead fish, but it's actually a decayed green bean. Because I throw some green beans in there because you got to keep the whatchamacallit, rabbit snails with them because they feel comfortable with the rabbit snails because they have that cohabitation or whatchamacallit, coevolution together. It is on the hit list to get. Yeah, flame moss as well, red laser. I moss is awesome and people really want moss, but it's hard to grow and it's hard to keep healthy. But oh, it keeps jumping between the different whatchamacallit, zooms. Anyways, keep this moving. So this is like Taiwan lily and just a mess of plants in here. I got to get in here and clear this out. But I have whatchamacallit, sparkling gouramis in here. I'm pretty sure they're a pair. One gets real chunky, the other one doesn't. I have not seen a bubble nest, so I don't really know. This is also empty, just another mess of a tank. I'm trying to get that um corkscrew veil to get growing. I got some Ludwigia broadleaf, cardinal plants, high grow, but it's just a mess of a tank. That was a dirted tank that I built that just went horribly wrong, and it's never been really real right. I don't know. I'll probably actually break it down and just reset it. This, I got some sky blue guppies, and they end up just mixed. This guy got attacked pretty good. He had a beautiful tail, but oh, you guys probably can't see that. Yeah, that guy's good, but there's a dude with like a big blue mosaic tail. He was amazing, but then he got attacked and lost half of it there. I got some Java moss in here. That stuff's actually grown really well as well. And those guys are like sky blue guppies. They are, and then that guy too. He's like a blue metal lace, but I threw them in here because I just kind of want to get some random mixed guppies going to sell for cheap for people. So this is my plant grow out. These are my practice pots here. I'm just kind of setting some stuff up, floating a little bit. So I think I need to submerge the whatchamacallit, the rock wool more before I load it up. So I'm gonna do that on my next batches. And then I got my airflow. Oh, almost exiting every time here. I got my airflow coming out of that tube there to just rotate some water around, which seems to be working pretty decent. But this is literally, I just set this up this morning. So we'll see. See, I got a little bit of flex and a little bowing, but I don't think it's going to be a big issue. I'm not too worried about it. All right, and then let's go. I'm trying not to make a bunch of noise here. Oh, got some brine shrimp patches too. Gotta have some live food. Let's see. Okay, so we got our threadfin rainbows. These guys are awesome. I put him in there to start clearing up some of the junk on the bottom. He's doing a real good job. I got my vampire shrimp here. That's actually my girlfriend's vampire shrimp. He is fantastic.
He's usually more blue, but since he's got that red coloration, I'm betting he either freshly molted or is about to molt, because that's usually what happens. And then let's see. Yeah, so I got some veil. Trying to think of what else is in here. I collected these stones actually. They're like agate or something like that. Some wild agate. I don't know. But oh, come on. Flare up, man. Do it. Yeah. Woo, look at it. That's so cool. They're so cool. Such pretty fish. Got those from Prime Time. Um, and then so this is Musa. Check this out, guys. Hey, say hi, Musa. What's up, dude? So yeah, this is Musa's tank here. Still figuring itself out. I'm trying to get as much of this dwarf's edge. I want a full dwarf's edge carpet, and then I put some parva in there, and it doesn't look to be competing with the nutrients that are in the tank very well, but it's still a fresh setup tank. I mean, it's like what, like less than a month old, so it's going to be going through a phase for a while here. But I'm really proud of the aquascape. This is more of that Rotala orange juice. It grows real red, but at the very beginning it grows green. I threw some duckweed in there to kind of take care of some of the excess nutrients, but like I said, it's going to be going through a phase for a while. Maybe I should turn the air down a little bit, but I'm trying to get as much rotation around of the water because it just seems like it needs to keep that. But I don't know, guys. Thank you very much, Brenton. And then, let's see. So here's the crypt grow out. This is going to be getting, I think, a rebuild soon with actual dirt, but it's scary because, I mean, like, there's a nuri, and I really, really don't want to mess with it. I want it to be happy, and I got a bunch of lucens and parva popping up in there. My lucens is probably some of my favorite. I got that from uh, Petco, actually. It was like just a random crypt that they had on sale, and I was like, you know what? I like crypts. I'm going to grow it. And it's growing really well. Now, see, this is the Pontedera folia, and it's starting to, like, some of the leaves are starting to die off here and everything. And so I'm thinking that I have a nutrient deficiency going on, so I got to start getting that worked out. Because you can see some of the leaves that have the hair algae on there. I'm pretty sure, um, that that is being caused from some of the leaf die off. So I don't know. I think if I pull everything out, replant it in dirt, I think it'll be better off. And I might have to break it up. Like, I was really wanting this to just be all crypts, which I probably could, but it would have to be much smaller. I think all the big ones I need to cut back, keep the small ones and grow those out. I don't know. I don't know. This is like, it's actual business decisions now. Like, this kind of stuff, it's like, I don't know what's going to be the best for growing stuff quicker. It's a lot of thinking. And then this is the I guess the mother colony of the blue metal lace my girlfriend has. I do suppose if people were interested in buying a pair of these, I would be interested in maybe doing like a test batch of, like, I'll sell you a pair and then try to ship it to you. Which we do it pretty cheap as long as shipping is covered. But I have them, and then she's got this whole colony, and it's the one fish I'd be comfortable practicing with. I haven't done shipping or anything yet, so yeah. Okay, so oh my god, that's my feet. Let's go back to the front camera here. All right. If you have hair allergy, find it helps to pull hardscape and spritz mist. Yeah, I have done the hydrogen peroxide. What's cool is I actually have a lab grade microscope, and I was able to put hair algae onto a slide and put hydrogen peroxide on it, and I was actually able to watch the individual cells explode. They it was pretty cool actually. You could see that they were blown out, and so there's definitely an effect that hydrogen peroxide has on. Oh my god, has on hair algae for sure. Yeah, I've BBA. Oh my god, dude, I was given like a bunch of Anubias free that was just covered in in BBA. Not fun to deal with, but I got it for free, and it was not a. Ended up not being horrible in the end. It just took forever to clear that stuff off. Basically, it's just about with that kind of stuff. I believe in just finding a balance. I mean, like I know that sounds cheesy, but like you got to find the right balance of nutrients. Once you get your plants healthy enough, it's just a competition for who eats first. Just like in the fish world, I mean, you feed fish, strongest fish eat first, right? Well, plants are the same way. If you get your plants healthier than the algae, that's just the problem, though. Algae is healthy almost anywhere. It's the most universal plant. So you got to get your plants really healthy or add more of them or something. But usually it's something like that. Or it's just like your plant, like the tank that I showed you guys with Musa in it. It's just figuring itself out. It's got extra nutrients because it's brand new. It's just acclimating. There's die off on different plants and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I loved my mono shrimp. I had two. One climbed out and ended up on the floor before I ran lids on all my tanks. That was sad. And then yeah, so the other one is either somewhere around here or I sold him. I probably didn't sell him, but you probably got he's somewhere. Oh Lord, it is 1 hour and 6 minutes in, and I need to get to work because it is 12:02. So I got to start getting ready. This has been a fun one, guys. Thanks for dealing with my not smooth, fishy news. Yeah, dude, yeah, he, and it was funny because I caught him the one time, and I was like, all right, I put him back in there, and I just thought it was a coincidence. If you didn't get the chance to check out this fishy news, you should rewind back to the fishy news before the drop. That way you can find it real easy. And also, the beginning conversation kind of tied into the fishy news. So if you're confused about what a God complex is or whatever, maybe you go to the very beginning. But catch y'all later. Much love and see you next time.